Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tipsy, where we actually provide you with top tips, tricks, and strategies that you can actually use to improve upon your chances of winning and finding the best possible picks of match selections when it comes to soccer match predictions. And of course, today we are actually going to be sharing with you top strategy that you can actually use to come out with long bet slip for higher percent of winning. So if you're new to this channel, then please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button and also enable the notification bell icon so as to be the very first to receive new post notifications and updates whenever we post a new video or tutorial just like this one. So today we actually want to show you a new strategy and an app which you can actually use to find many matches to come out with long bet slip when it comes to soccer match predictions. And of course, the first step you want to take is to locate your Play Store. As you can see here, click on it directly and type inside of it Bet Teammate. As you can see here, when you type Bet Teammate, click on search and you are going to see Bet Teammate app like this. As you can see it here, it actually looks like this from the logo. And once you see this app, make sure to install it successfully onto your device. And once the installation has been successful, then make sure to locate the open button, click directly on it, and you'll be taken inside of the app. This is how it actually looks like from the inside as a default once as you are inside of this app. And once as you are here, the first step you actually want to take is to make use of this three stripe that you can see here. And once you locate this stripe, just make sure to click on it. And once you click on it like this, you are going to see on the left hand side of this app things like all predictions, as you can see here, predictions for today, predictions for tomorrow, all for weekends, and other categories that you can see. But of course, since we are dealing with long bet slip strategy, we're actually going to rely on three choices or four, no, three choices here. We're actually going to rely on prediction for today as one of the choice, all for tomorrow, and also all for the weekends, so that we are going to come out with a long bet slip accumulator with higher odds for a bigger win. So once as you see this, the first place you actually want to go to is to come to this section that says prediction for today. And let's first of all pick the best matches for today and go for tomorrow and for weekend and combine all of this as an accumulator for a bet slip to come out with a long bet. And of course, prediction for today is just make sure to click and select that directly, and matches of today will actually be displayed to you where you can actually make the best picks and include them in your slip. So what you want to do is the first thing is to actually look at the matches that you can see at the right or the left hand side here, and the second thing is to look at the probability in percentage of the home or away team to actually win. And of course, it also actually depends on the home team to win or an over 1.5 or 2.5 goal. But first, we actually want to rely on the prediction for home or away team to win. You can see we have other top navigation menu here, like an over 2.5, both team to score, and handicap. So it all depends on which of the category that we actually want to use. But first, I first of all want to go to predictions as home or away team predictions to win and come out with the best picks and see how I can include them in my slip and how you can actually analyze it to make that selection. So the first step here is to actually just make sure to only pick those matches that has actually been highlighted, as you can see in this case, highlighted as 67%. It actually means the home team having a 67% percentage and the away team has a 6% percentage. And of course, only try to highlight or pick only matches that has as a favorite percentage which is only above 60 and going above. In this case, we have 67% of this particular match. So to see which actually the team or which match or league that they are actually from, once as you have seen a percentage that is already above 60, as you can see in this case, which is 67, Just make sure to click on the match directly, click directly on it, and that match is going to open, and you are actually going to be taken in the inside of it. And of course, you are going to see that it's actually the match name is actually located here, as you can see, is actually in the India I League. So in the case of the India I League, they are actually telling you that Strtegy Dekran is actually going to win Punjab FC, as you can see it here. It doesn't end there. You can as well scroll down, and you are going to locate what we call a head-to-head of the recent match that have actually been played. Make sure to look at the head-to-head, and the next step is to look at the overall table. That's the standing table, where you can actually read the game played, the win, the draw, the loss, and the goal different. In the case of Strtegy, they have actually played, they have 22 points, 11 matches have been played. They have actually won 7, 1 draw, 3 loss, 19 goals have been scored and 13 conceived, as compared to Punjab, who play away with 10 matches played, 7 wins. So you have to read those analyses to see if how it actually come out, how they actually come out with those, with that particular selection of the fact that the home team is actually going to win. And once as we allocate that, you can still come even more down to actually check recent matches of Strtegy Deccan, last matches that they have actually been played, and also that of Punjab. And of course, it still continue right down, and more other things that you can actually find. It's actually located right at the bottom of this page. Once as you have actually located that, you have to go again one step behind and try to only find those matches that have actually only been highlighted as an over, that have been highlighted as having a probability of above 60 and going above. In the case of the next, we are not actually going to take this one because the highlighted percentage here probability is 34, which is already very lower as compared to above of 60. So the next which we are actually going to take is actually to take the one which is this next one. As you can see here, the percentage is 82, which is already above 60, which is our line of pick. We have 60 and above, but this 82 is already above 60, and of course we are going to look at that as the next possibility. So what we are going to do is to just click directly on it as we did from the first one, and try to see, click on it directly. And of course, once you do that, that match is going to be actually be open to you, and you're actually going to see that it's actually in the Algeria League Women. And of course, it's a match between FC Bejaja Women with ARO Gulma Women. Before you actually want to go, if that is very accurate or is correct, what you need to check is to make sure that you look at the head-to-head, and make sure that most of the time in the head-to-head, the favorite team has always lead, and also check that the most recent matches or matches for the favorite team is also good, and go to check more details or statistics and come out with the best choice, and if actually meet the need of why they have actually selected that the home team has a favorite, then go for it. Repeat the same strategy and go downward. Only pick the games that has a probability percentage to win of above 60, and you are going to find all those matches that have probability percentage of above 60, analyze them, and they actually satisfy your need or what you are looking at or looking for, then include that in your bet slip. And when you do so, you are going to see, you can see example here. You can see this is 78, which is above 60. This is 88. This is 93. This is, there are a lot of games here. And once you do that, you are going to come out with all those picks which actually meet the satisfaction of the fact that they have a higher uh, power at home or away. When you try to check at the standing table and see that they actually meet the fact that they are actually going to lead in terms of probability. And once all that have been completed, the next thing that you want to do, you should not only rely on the home or away team to actually win. It's also a good choice to go for an over or under goals, to pick out those matches that also have the best probability of an over 1.5 or 2.5 goal to actually occur, which we are actually now going to move to the next category of it, which is actually in this section. See, over, under, over 2.5. Now click on this category, and of course, when you do that, only probability of the over 1.5 or 2.5 goal will actually be displayed to you. You can see the under probability percentage and over has now been displayed to us. And what we want to do, if we are actually going for an under 2.5 goals, then we should only go for probability of percentage that is only above 75 in this case before we should go for an under 2.5. And once as the probability percentage is above 75 for under and also for over, it should also be above 75, then we should go ahead to check on the standing table. We click on the match and check on the standings, and if actually meet the need based on the standing table, their performances of home and away, then we can actually include that in our best slip. As an example, in the case of this first particular match, we have already checked in the first. We can now check on the standings. In this case of under, if the percentage is 78.74, in other words, it's already above 75, then it should be the fact that either two of the teams are defensive or one of the team is very defensive and the other is very is really not allowing goal to actually occur. In this case, I'll try to check. I'll click again so that we should check again once more to conclude the fact that we should come out for an under 2.5 for this match. What you want to go look at is mostly the standing table, because it is very relevant to know if the performance of these teams are really good based on defense or offense. And of course, Punjab, you can see they have played 10 matches, win 7, but we are actually concentrating on the goal line, that is the goal scored, that's GF and GA, to actually see if Punjab have actually played 10 matches, scoring 14 goals and conceding 6 goals. In other words, if you divide 10 by 6, it means that they have a defensive rate of less than 2, because 10 by 5 is 2, but 10 by 6 is 1 point something. It means the fact that they're actually having 6 goals in 10 matches, it is really less. You are going to see that they are not that very conceiving. But for Strtegy, the can is actually taking more goals. In other words, I will not even want to go for this kind of match, even though it has already been played and the score line has been. You can see the score line has it has played here, and okay, of course, it has ended as 1-0 as the score line. It is already under 2.5, but I will not go for this match because it is showing that Strtegy actually is taking more goals, and Punjab also have the possibility of scoring. So I actually want to avoid this kind of game. And of course, this is how you have to make your analysis. If you go to the next, we have this next match that's a Fortis FC that has 80.94 as under, which is already above 75. In this case, if you click directly on it, try to check on the standing table. And of course, when you check on the standings, you are actually going to see that based on the standing table, move directly to, when you see that, try to check if they have any stands and try to check on the standing table. If you don't have any standing table, please just try to quit away from that place and only select matches that has a standing table, and you are going to move to the next, and this is actually going to continue continuously until you are going to find all those matches that has this kind of probability. And of course, once that has been done, move to the next that says both to score. Also go to the both to score and also try to find out those matches that have both to score, and try to find only the bigger percentage probability and select that and also analyze and include them in your slip. And of course, if we come back to an over 2.5 strategy, we should also look at the fact that, let's try to see, in this case we have an over here as 86, that's 82.6, which is also good. And of course, you have to make sure that you check if they have a standings. When they have a stand, then you can actually check based on the standing table and most recent head to head. If they actually meet the need, then you can go ahead to include in your slip. Like in this case, we have the fact that the head to head, if you see, they have always played most recent, like 2023. You can see here 4 goals were recorded. In other words, an over goal percentage to occur here is still very big. And of course, if an over 2.5 goal percentage is having a very high rate on like a high odd range of 1.65, then you can go for an over 1.5, which can actually give you an odd range of between 1.20 and 1.25 for an over 1.5 goal. So also look at the probability of trying to reduce the number of goals when the odd is very high, like in the case of this here that will have 1.65. Like always look at the odd range of 1.65 as being between the odd range of 1.10 to 1.45 or 50, and when it start to go, the odd range start to be so big above 1.60 and going up, try to start look at the possibility of having an over 1.5 as the best pick instead of an over 2.5. In this case, you apply the same strategy to all of the matches that has a higher possibility of an over 2.5 goal to occur, as has been highlighted by this thick blue that you can see here, based on under and based on over, that has actually been ticked. And once all that has been completed, what you want to do is to move one step again behind, try to locate this area that is here, click on it and go to all for tomorrow. Click on all for tomorrow, repeat the same procedure and still make picks based on home or away to win. After that has been done, you come out with all the possible picks and try to analyze it from in and out, then go to an over on over under, repeat the same process to pick out all games for the next day. And once that has been completed, move again one step back and try to locate this area, click on it and still come again to all for weekend, click on all for weekend, and all the matches for the weekend will be displayed to you. In this case, once that has been done, repeat the same procedure and pick out all the games that have a very high possibility of occurrence based on the tick of anything that is above 75 and going upward, as you can see in this case of 78, as you can see in this case of 88, as you can see in the case of 93. Just come out with those, select only those kind of higher percentage or higher percentage probability of occurrence, and try to check if they have a standing table, analyze it, and also check on the probability of the head to head. And after that has been done, move to the next and use over, under, on over. Repeat the same process, come out with the best picks, and try to apply the strategy of odds, where you can make sure that you only go for odds range of over 2.5 that has a probability line of between, that has odds line of between 1.10 to 1.45 as maximum. And when it start to go upward to above 1.6 and more, you start to look at an over 1.5 as the best pick. And of course, once that has been completed, you are going to come out with a lot of matches that you can include in your best sleep, and you are going to come out with the longest best sleep possibility. And of course, when you follow this strategy and come out only with secure matches, not including all of them in your best sleep based on your analysis that you have applied, then of course you are going to come out with the best possible picks and big odd range that you can actually make a very big win. So this is how you can actually use this betting app to come out with long bet slip for your bet match picks and big wins. So thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also enable the notification bell icon so as to be the very first to receive new post notifications and updates whenever we create a new video. And thank you very much for watching. See you again in our next episode. Bye bye. And now I know my heart is a ghost town.